Branding is always important in marketing. I think we all know that, from Kodak to Xerox to Ford to O'Melveny and Myers to Gibson, Dunn and Crutcher. Branding is important. The buying lawyer, however, can assume the brand of the selling lawyer or create a whole new brand. This is not as difficult as it sounds. It's just a function of the approach that the buying lawyer wants to take. And many lawyers feel that the brand of the selling lawyer is the personal name. And if that lawyer is going to retire from the practice, that brand doesn't transfer over. I disagree. I think the brand does transfer, and I think you can create a new brand that works. In the legal profession, unless you've got a practice that's 100 or 150 years old, the idea of a brand just is not so well entrenched yet that you are going to have trouble in retaining the clientele when you buy a new practice. We spoke a moment ago about the brand of the law firm that's selling. One of the ways to enhance the brand or replace the brand even on occasion is to make sure that your law practice is systematized. Are you selling a system? For example, one of my clients was in the bankruptcy field, and their practice was practically automated. All that they had to do was the lawyer show up in the courtroom, but everything before that, sort of back room, was mechanized to the hilt. Now, when they went to sell their practice, the idea that they were selling was a system, not the name of the lawyer. Any lawyer could have come into that place and promoted the bankruptcy practice as did the selling lawyer, and be able to take it on because it wasn't quite so personal. Family law is more personal, but the same principles occur. And any other practice basically is the same thing. The only time you get a little bit different is when you're talking about bet the company kinds of practices. And very few of those practices are really, in the traditional sense of the word, sold. There may be a merger, there may be some other format, but it's not traditionally sold in the way we're thinking of today. And so I think that one of the things that the selling lawyer can address sort of pre-sale is figure out how they can systematize their practice, make it better, make it more efficient, make it in a way that attracts clients without necessarily going out on the street and hustling it. I'm working right now with an estate planning practice, and he has active files and, this is a bad pun, dead files. But in his case, he thinks that none of the closed files, sometimes called dead files, are really closed files. They're just waiting for another plateau. They've done the estate plan, and now, down the road, a number of years, they'll be involved, most likely, with trust administration. And so what he does in terms of systematization is that every 30 months or thereabouts, he sends a letter to these very same people, keeping in mind where they are, refreshing their recollection of who he is, and at the same time giving them an update of changes in the law that might encourage them to come back to him. So if you have that kind of either marketing system or back office system, you've got something more to sell. It's above and beyond the idea of branding. Thanks for joining us today. Obviously, there's much more that can be said on this subject, and on a lot more subjects that will help you become more efficient in the delivery of your legal services, more effective for your clients, and therefore more profitable for you. If you've got any thoughts about what we've discussed here, please let me know at edpoll@lawbiz.com or 800-837-5880. And if you have other ideas and topics, challenges that you'd like us to address in future editions of this series, please let me know as well. Thanks for joining us today.